Good morning and welcome to Sports Shorts Daily on a chilly Wednesday morning, Baton Rouge, South Louisiana. I am Tommy Krysan. Glad to be here. Glad to have you there. We moved on the clock a little bit today. Ronnie Rantz in an airplane. Could be joining us any minute. Could pop in. Not sure if something happened to the plane schedule, the flight, whatever. But anyway, we're going to roll on here on a Wednesday, live and in color from Tremonti's Meat and Seafood here on Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge, where lunch special today is $6.99 burger and fries. Huh? You can't beat that. The world famous Tremonti's hamburger, the same one that's served at the Baton Rouge Rougarou games. $6.99. You can eat it here. You can get it to go. Order online at tremontis.com. That's the lunch special today. And that's let's see. That's each and every Wednesday. Dine in or to go, Tremonti's lunch special, $6.99, burger and fries. Well, the fallout continues, the dust settles. By the way, early signing period opening today, college football. That's why you saw the rash of coach hires, including Lane Kiffin at LSU, and 4 or 5 other SEC schools and teams around the country getting their coach because early signing period starts today. Not the same as the old-fashioned signing period where that's the drop dead. It's got to happen. There'll be another signing period in February. But Lane Kiffin and the staff he has assembled been hard at work. Now, a lot of talk, a lot of controversy. Not controversy. Yeah, I guess that's one of the words. The Lane Kiffin fallout. Okay, if I get it that Ole Miss is upset. They're mad to lose their coach. They're mad the way it may have happened. I mean, how do you have is there anything such thing as a pretty divorce or a pretty separation or a pretty end of a business arrangement or contract or deal? It's unfortunate, but it's the way it goes in college sports. LSU lost Nick Saban when he went to the Miami Dolphins, and LSU fans weren't happy. It vilified Saban, even though he'd won him a national title. And, I get the feelings coming out of Ole Miss, Oxford. I get some of the national pundits who are saying what he did wasn't right. He's given up on his team. Everybody's got an opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. And, I laugh at a lot of it because it is what it is. I mean, Lane Kiffin is the coach at LSU, and he's going to be the coach at LSU. And let's see, we got good morning. Won't let Lane coach because they're bringing Charlie Weiss Jr. back as the offensive coordinator. That's just an olive branch, just trying to be nice to everybody and trying to be nice to Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin clearly said it at his Monday press conference. I watched every minute of that press conference. I thought it was great. Thought it was outstanding. He looked like a real guy, a genuine guy. You could tell it was a tough decision. It was very emotional on him. And I don't think money was the driving factor. I think it was his mentors, Pete Carroll and Nick Saban, and others that he talked to. His family obviously played a role, and people that he respected. I mean, that's all part of it. And I don't read anything into Charlie Weiss Jr. being the offensive coordinator while Ole Miss is in the playoffs. And we saw the college football playoff rankings last night. Little jumbling around. Going to be interesting Sunday when they got to slot the 12 teams and the home teams and the teams with the bye, because there's a lot of football to be played this weekend. Of course, John Summerall left Tulane to go to Florida, but he'll coach Tulane. Okay, it's a different scenario with him leaving Tulane to go to Florida than Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss to go to LSU. Big difference. And as I said Monday on Sports Shorts Daily, the LSU doesn't have a rivalry. That's one of the few major prominent programs in college football that doesn't have a rivalry. Again, criteria for a rivalry means the other team also thinks it's a rivalry. The LSU Ole Miss thing just went up like 100 notches on the scale. Sure, Ole Miss has got Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl. That's always going to be a thing. But LSU Ole Miss has taken on a whole new spotlight with Lane Kiffin. And the fact that in 2026, a little less than a year from now, LSU plays at Ole Miss in Oxford. That'll be an interesting week. We'll worry about that when it gets here. But I thought Lane Kiffin did a fantastic job at the press conference. I'm an old guy. I've been around. I've seen a lot of press conferences, a whole lot of press conferences at all levels, in all sports. You name it. I've seen it, been there, done that. I thought Kiffin was genuine. He was real, straight up, honest, very genuine guy, his feelings, wanting to call Coach O and telling you who he talked to and about his family and the whole bit. I mean, I thought it was good. Now, that winning a press conference is just that. It ends right there. It's time to go to work. He's still got a defensive staff to put together. Word that he wants to keep Blake Baker, but Blake Baker interviewed at Tulane. He's a former Tulane player. Also, Ed Orgeron today is supposed to be interviewing with Tulane to be the head man. Okay, so there's still a lot of coaching carousel stuff to be determined and whatever. And that's going to shake out in the coming days and weeks, and then the playoff and the bowl games. LSU will be in a bowl game. Frank Wilson will coach the team in the bowl game. Lane Kiffin made that clear in the press conference. So, there's a lot of moving parts, in this whole thing with the with the coaches, the schools, the conferences, the playoff, the bowl game. There's just tons of stuff. A couple other things. Ronnie Rantz has texted me. He's going to try to jump in the show here momentarily. Pelicans lose again last night, but cover. I'm now 10-12 on my Pelican bet. I was 10-9. I've lost 3 straight, but all very close. But the wise guys know what they're doing. I lost 1 game by half a point, 2 games by 2 points. But that's why they call it gambling, right? You either win or you lose. And then the Pelicans will host the Timberwolves again tomorrow night in New Orleans. A rare back-to-back thing, but the NBA started doing that a couple of years ago. Now, the Saints this week are on the road, 8.5-point dogs to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a noon kick Sunday in Tampa. And the Saints, how about this? Saints are 2-10, mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. We knew that day was coming, right? But it's here. They've been mathematically eliminated. The Pelicans, by the way, 3-19. 5-29 Saints Pelicans. 5-29. Let that sink in. And so, all right, let's see, we're getting a little text message. Hey, live stuff. All right, Ryan Rand's a little plane delay thing. He'll be back Friday morning with for Sports Shorts Daily. 9 o'clock. We'll go back to 9 o'clock on Friday. And don't forget Sports Shorts Radio this Saturday, back to 10 a.m. to 12 noon. ESPN Radio, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles. That'll be this Saturday morning. I think we're at Fat Daddy's in Plaquemine. I will get that confirmed and tell you about it on Friday. So, again, the Saints Pelicans, 5-29. Ooh, I'm going to say it. I think Gail Benson needs to sell both teams. She's not a sports person. She's not a business person. She's got other people making 90% of the decisions and running it by her. It would be in the best interest of both organizations for her to sell. That's my opinion. She doesn't care what I think. A lot of people don't care what I think, but that's my opinion. That's what I'm going to go with. I think she needs to sell both teams. You can't mandate that they stay in New Orleans. I think the Saints would. Pelicans, talk about going to Seattle. We'll see if anything further on that develops. All right, so anyway, as I mentioned, the Lane Kiffin story continues. Still got to put a staff together. It'll be an interesting bunch of months leading up to the season next year. There's no question about that. So you got Saints, you got Pelicans. Don't forget high school football playoffs, the semifinals across the state this week. That's always exciting, always fun as those teams try to punch their ticket to the Superdome. I've been following the high school playoffs. I got friends that are coaches, family members that are coaches in places. So I've been keeping an eye on it. Maybe not as close as I used to when I called thousands of high school games and events over the years, but so we'll go with that anyway. One other thing I'll remind you, through tomorrow, you still got season ticket sales for the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators and the Baton Rouge Rougarou. Some specials because of Black Friday that expires tomorrow night. So go to gumbogators.com for you folks in the Lake Charles area. Go to brrougarou.com for you Rougarou fans in the Baton Rouge area. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about Court Street Cafe, Saturday night it's steak night. And then, of course, Court Street Cafe on Sunday has the famous Sunday brunch. You want to check that out. Lunch special today at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Burger and fries, $6.99. Dine in, get it to go. And you can order online. Let me find that little graphic for you. I thought we had that whipped up somewhere. Let me see here. Maybe we don't. I'll have to get that one figured out for you. Thought we had that. But you can go to tremontis.com, and order lunch online. All the meat, the steak, the seafood. You got the wine, the bourbon, total liquor selection. They got some sales going on in here. Everything you need at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood on Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. 225 751 7665, or stop by in Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. You'll be taking orders for prime rib at Christmas, hams, briskets, turkeys, you name it. And of course, they got catering. You got an office party, get together with the neighbors. They can cater any size event, small group or large group. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in on this. We moved on the clock today. Please like and share this show, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or X. That'll help out Tremonti's. It'll help out Court Street Cafe over there in Port Allen. It'll help everybody involved. Get those season tickets for the Gumbo Gators and the Rougarou. And we will be back Friday morning with another episode of Sports Shores Daily. Have a good day, everyone. Stay warm.